Hey guys, John here. So about a year ago, I was heavily contemplating buying a Tundra Capstone. Instead, I bought my second gen Tundra TRD Pro because you guys wanted to see an old school Tundra back on the channel. But this Tundra Capstone, I was able to have for about 2 weeks. Toyota lent it out to me. It was my media vehicle. And after having it for about 2 weeks, I don't regret not buying it. Let's get into that. Just a quick reminder, A Race Against Blindness is giving away a 6th generation Toyota 4Runner done up with some Westcott Designs goodies, 35-inch Toyo tires, Method race wheels, also has an FSR rooftop tent, and some cash to go on top. I will leave a link to their organization in the description. All you have to do is just make a tax-deductible charitable donation to A Race Against Blindness. It helps fight childhood blindness. Again, I will leave a link for that in the description. If you guys choose to donate, I wish you guys the best of luck. These Tundra Capstones, you're actually, well, almost all Tundras right now, you're able to get them at a pretty decent price. Now, I had an SR5 Tundra, and I also had a Platinum Tundra, and I think that the Platinum, honestly, is probably the best one to get if you're looking for a luxury truck without breaking the bank. This one's MSRP is at about $84,000, fully done up. Now again, you can get them a little bit cheaper than that, quite a bit cheaper than that. But that being said, this is Toyota's top of the line truck. It has semi-aniline leather. It has massaging seats. It has the standard hybrid powertrain. It has standard 4-wheel drive. Very flashy up front. We have some kind of brushed aluminum, which actually looks good instead of, some chrome. But there is quite a bit of chrome then on the doors over here, on the mirrors. These big, huge 22-inch wheels, which I think Toyota maybe should have just went with 20s just for a little bit smoother of a ride. We'll get into the driving impressions. This is the windshield pearl paint color, which actually looks really good on this truck as we walk around it. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just kind of a glorified Platinum and 1794. Toyota did add the electronic tailgate on the back, so you have that little button right there. The nice little kick step comes down, and then the tailgate comes down. Composite bed. Some people wish that Toyota did a full-on metal bed to give a little bit more room, but like these lights are standard, the power inverter in the back is standard, the bed rails, all that is standard. You can go ahead and just barely lift the tailgate up and it will go up. Now, one thing that I wish Toyota would add is the same button over here on the passenger side. They have that on the Tacoma to raise and lower the tailgate with both sides. And just a little bit more of some brushed aluminum right here, but then again, a kind of chrome 4-wheel drive badge. I just wish that for the exterior appearance wise, and of course there's modifications and stuff that you could do, that they just went with an all kind of brushed aluminum look, because then this capstone right here on the side of the door, kind of a more brushed aluminum look. Now, one thing that I do like that Toyota did is with their hybrids, they're just going to like a little normal badge right here, which looks a lot better in my opinion than that, hey, I want to be a heavy duty truck and put this big badge here like these trucks had when they first came out. Now they're just doing a nice little iForce Max badge right there. Now this is a 2025, it's a press model, and I had a SR5 TRD Rally press model. That truck to me was very solid, probably one of the most solid Tundras I had been in, and it did have quite a few miles on it. This particular press vehicle, it has about 3,000 miles on it. And one of my main gripes with Toyota right now is the build consistency. So that was an SR5 TRD Rally. This one is a Capstone, and there's plastic that rattles right here. And the center console, when I get into it, it rattles as well. That TRD Rally that I had was so solid. So one thing that I really want Toyota to work on is their build consistency, especially for this $84,000 truck. Now, the interior of the Capstone Tundra is going to be mono spec. So you're going to have the white soft touch materials all on the dash, all on the door. And then the seats are two-tone. So you have white right here, which some people don't like because it may get dirty. But at least you have black down here where your butt's going to be, and all the moving with like blue jeans and stuff like that. It'll be a lot better to keep these seats nice and clean. Now, this is a semi-aniline leather, very freaking soft, good quality materials. And the Tundra Capstone on the inside, it definitely looks the part. When we climb up on in, that grab handle that I just used is nice and leather wrapped. We have leather up here on the dash. We morph into some plastic over there. You have Capstone that's all lit up. Tons of ambient lighting on the inside of this. Center console, we have that kind of faux wood right here as well. Toyota center console is pretty trick, can open from the passenger side and also the driver's side. And then we have our cup holders right down here, wireless charger, USB A's, and you know, it's not dated in here yet, but when I do my comparison video of the Ram versus the Tundra, you'll realize that the Tundra refresh really needs some extra oomph in it to compare to some of the competition. We have a nice 14-inch screen right here, which is pretty rad. Very good, high quality. I've had zero issues with this screen at all. And then we have another 12.3-inch screen right here. You can see the average. We've had a lot of downtime with this truck idling. We're at 18.2 miles per gallon. So that leads me into the benefit of this truck. If I was to buy it, it would have been my first experience if I was to buy it a year ago. It would have been my first experience owning a hybrid Tundra, because the SR5 and the Platinum that I had in the past, they were both just normal iForce engines. This one would have been a hybrid, but I really don't see the main benefit of a hybrid kind of daily driving. You know, I did give this thing some gas. We had a lot of idle time, like I said, with it. But, you know, everyone that I see online, they're at around 18 to 20 miles per gallon with their Tundras, which is kind of crazy. I was getting that same gas mileage with my other Tundras, and then when I lifted them, I was really only getting like 17 to 18 with them as well. So if you're looking for MPG differences, there's not that many with the hybrid system. Unless you're gonna be towing with the truck and stuff, maybe that's where the main benefit comes, but I don't regret not buying this just to have the hybrid powertrain. Now, of course, we have dual climate control, which is pretty sweet. Ventilated seats right here, and also heated for both the passenger and driver. And Toyota finally installed massaging seats into this truck. So the way you get there though is you have to press the little car button, you have to press the seat controls right here, tap that again for massage, tap your freaking seat that you want to do, and then you have all these options. So if I want an upper body massage, centrifugal, all these ones right here, Toyota has them, and honestly, it feels pretty good. Other things too we get is a standard moonroof, pano moonroof. We also have a digital rear view mirror, which is pretty sweet, and a lot of nice yuppity features in this truck to kind of warrant, I guess, that $84,000 price tag. But what do you guys think about this interior of the Tundra Capstone? As we go to the back, this is the main thing about these Tundra hybrids that kind of stinks, is just really no storage. Now, we do have the peasant blockers to block out all the people that don't afford $80,000 trucks. I always call them peasant blockers, guys. But you lose storage right here, unfortunately. So no storage right here because Toyota elected to put the hybrid batteries right under the seat. You can pull them down to have some storage in the back, but there's a JBL subwoofer behind this one, and you just have a little bit of storage over there on the passenger side. And then for the rear occupants, we do get heated and cooled seats in the back, which is pretty nice. A USB-C, a USB-A, and a 400-watt inverter down here. But you get all that also on the Platinum. So like the main thing that this truck gets over the Platinum, besides like some standard features like the hybrid, the automatic steps, the bigger wheels, also kind of acoustic glass right here, so thicker glass. This truck is very quiet while driving, which is a huge improvement and for me with Toyota products. But like the Platinum, you can get all that stuff for like 10-15 grand more almost, right? Especially if you don't get a hybrid system in the Platinum. I think that that one's the way to go. So Tundra Capstone, definitely a nice option to get if you want a truck with absolutely everything. But at the end of the day, you could get a cheaper Tundra Platinum or 1794 and pretty much get all the same features that this truck has for a fraction of the price. Second gen Tundras are definitely holding their value, which is nice. These third gens, you know, they got off to a rocky start. That's why I'm very excited for the refresh to come out, because whether it's going to be a 3.5 gen or they just cut straight to the 4th gen, which I doubt within 5 to 6 years, that would be crazy unless that's Toyota's new way moving forward, right? Shorter life cycles of vehicles, but we'll most likely get a 3.5 gen. I just really hope that they take all the criticism that us consumers want out of the Tundra and they just do it, man. Like, give the thing tow hooks, do a little bit even more modern of an interior. Like, this interior from Toyota is very good for the Tundra right now, but like it is outdated already, which is crazy because the Tacoma, you know, you have a nice digital gauge cluster that's fully customizable. We want a bigger inverter in the back, especially on these hybrids. You know, this is a hybrid and we still only have a 400 watt inverter, whereas like the Land Cruiser and the 4Runner and Tacoma hybrids, even the LX 700H, that now I believe has a 2400 watt inverter. So I think that Toyota needs to add a lot of those things to the truck. Now, as we start to drive this truck, I can really feel the road from these 22s, and I'm just driving around in my neighborhood, but you can feel a lot of the road. One thing that Toyota has improved on a lot with these Tundras, at least from the two 2025s that I've driven, is the reduced wind noise. This one barely has any wind noise, even at 70 miles an hour, which is very welcomed, because I don't know what it was with the last two Tundras that I had, but they just sounded like you were in a hurricane. But then there's also people on the Facebook groups and the forums that they have 22s, 23s, 24s, and they say that their trucks are dead quiet, which again leads back to build consistency. Some trucks are built absolutely bulletproof, like you would expect Toyotas to be built, and then other ones are just like not built the best. Like they're like a Friday build or something like that, which I just really wish that all the trucks, and nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. I get that. I just bought a new Ram. I had a freaking check engine light under 1,000 miles. But like, I just want the build consistency to be there. As I rest my arm again on this center console, it makes like little rattling noises, which you don't want in an $84,000 truck. Another thing I don't like too is the V8 sound. Now, sure, Toyota got rid of the V8 sound, gave it this 3.4 liter twin turbocharged V6, which even though there's recalls and main bearings and stuff are like failing in these trucks, Toyota's making it right and fixing people's trucks, which no other manufacturer is really doing that except for Toyota. GM has had issues with their lifters and their active fuel management trucks. They finally just did a recall on only the 6.2s, not the 5.3s. But like, Toyota got rid of the V8. Let's just get rid of it, Toyota. You don't need to remind people with this V8 sound. Now, if some people like it, cool, good on you. But I wish there was a little button on the center screen that, hey, let's just turn off the fake noise. We don't need it, just turn it off. Driving the truck though, it feels very comfortable. If you guys ever drive any of these new Tundras with this V6 powertrain, whether it's the hybrid or not, it's a very, very good driving truck. The seats, in my opinion, I thought that these seats were pretty comfortable until I bought a Ram. Those seats are like a freaking lazy boy in that truck. These seats, while they're still comfortable for road trips, they are a little stiff. They are a little stiff, especially the driver's seat, like on your butt. But again, that's just butt preference. Like, some people may like their trucks, some people may not. That's why driving portions of these videos, it's just me blabbering when I think you guys should just go to dealerships and test drive the trucks yourselves. Toyota has, I feel like, refined the hybrid powertrain a little bit. When we had a Sequoia, that was one of the very first model years of Sequoia, and also with the hybrid powertrain, it was very clunky. This one, while it is still a little clunky sometimes, like when you come up to a dead stop and you put your foot down and the truck kind of shuts itself off, there's like this little kind of jolt. The Lexus LX 700H, that does not have that, which I think that's why Lexus took so long to come out with the hybrid powertrain in the LX, was just to make it as smooth as possible, especially for $100,000+ SUV. This, again, we're at $80-something thousand, and I still feel like sometimes, like if I want to put my foot down, like I was just about to put it down to go, I felt the transmission want to like clunk and shift, just because there's 10 gears, right? There's 10 gears in this thing, and I just feel like yeah. So I just put the pedal down again, and it like kind of micro shifted and then jerked a little bit to get me into the right gear to move the truck forward. So they could refine the powertrains a little bit more. It is a lot better than what it was in 2022 for this truck, but it's still not absolutely perfect. I still do feel some herky-jerkiness here and there with it, but the electronic power steering, it's nice and nimble. The multi-link rear suspension in the back gives you a nice soft ride. My only gripe with this truck, I guess, is the 22s. Like, and if I was to have bought a Capstone for myself, just because they were having screaming deals at the time, super low interest rates, which is very nice. I would have swapped out the tires or the wheels anyways for like some 17s or 18s and put some more rubber on it, which would probably have given me a little bit smoother of a ride as well with this truck. But just driving it, I mean, I am very familiar with the Tundra kind of powertrain and everything. I'm very comfortable with the interior. But after having this truck for 2 weeks, it's not that I was over it. I'm very thankful that Toyota is able to give me vehicles and stuff, but I was just done with it. And I was kind of like, you know what? It was a good 2 weeks, a good refresher in my mind to like just remember what this Capstone's about, remember what the hybrid powertrain's about. But like, I was excited, and then it fell off very fast just because I'm just so used to it. And that made me really realize that I am okay not getting a 3rd gen Tundra until Toyota comes out with the refresh, because it's something new, it's something exciting. I've been in these trucks a lot. That's not saying Toyota, I don't want more of them. I really want a TRD Pro to compare to my Ram RHO. But like at the end of the day, like at the end of these 2 weeks, I was just kind of like, all right, I get it. This is the hybrid, it's the Tundra, whatever at the end of the day. So it's this Capstone, it's special, I guess, if you want that status symbol. But like, I think if I was to buy a Tundra again, it would either be a TRD Pro, and I really hope that Toyota builds the TRD Pro off of the Platinum to just give you the most out of that truck, the best interior possible for the price that Toyota is asking for TRD Pros, or I may just buy a Platinum again. And I really hope that Toyota gives it acoustic glass, because that would help for the Platinum and 1794, especially with them being at the high 60s into mid 70s price range. I think that that would be really, really good. But guys, I truly appreciate you all watching, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, see you later.